What are the basic lines of inquiry in arson investigation? The arson investigator must have to inquire on the following: A. Point of origin of fire. B. Motives of arsonist. C. Prime suspects. D. The telltale signs of arson. Number 1. Point of origin of fire. Initially, the important point to be established is the point of origin of fire. In other words, at what particular place in the building the fire started. The fingerprint of fire occurs during the free-burning stage of the fire when pyrolytic decomposition moves upward on the walls learning a band pattern. So, kaning point of origin of fire is mao gini siya kung diri nimo maimbestiga kung asa gyud nagsugod or nag-start ang fire. Kanang iyag yung main cause nga nganong nasunog ang usa ka building. Witnesses must be questioned as to 1. His identity. 2. What attracted his attention? 3. Time of observation. 4. His position in relation to the fire at the time of observation. 5. Exact location of the blaze. Number 6. Size and intensity. Number 7. Rapidity of spread. 8. Color of flame and odor if he is in a position this. Number 9. Any other person in the vicinity beside the witness. Note fire setting mechanism. 1. Matches. 2. Candles. 3. Electrical system. 4. Mechanical means. 5. Chemical method. Number 2. Motive of arsonist. To understand the motives of arsonists, the arson investigator have to note the following: that fires are set by persons with motives. A. Those desire to defraud the insurer. B. Employees or such other person who have a grievance, fire revenge. C. Those with desire to cancel evidence of a crime. D. Those who set fire for purposes of intimidation. 1. Economic gain. Insurance fraud, desire to dispose merchandise in system business transaction that the arsonist would like to avoid such impending liquidation. E. Profit by the perpetrator other than the assorted like insurance. Number 2. Concealment of crime. Number 3. Punitive measure. Number 4. Intimidation or economic disability. Number 5. Pyromania. Number 3. Prime suspects and prima facie evidence. The prime suspect is the person believed by law enforcement officers to have most likely perpetrated a crime being investigated. Generally, when a person is considered to be a prime suspect, there is evidence or a motive that leads officers to believe that person committed a crime. Prima facie is a legal concept that something is true on its face. It might be said, at first look, there appears to be a prima facie case here, or we believe that we have a prima facie case here. Prima facie is a fancy way of saying we obviously have what we appear to have. It's like saying something isn't rocket science. You are saying it is obvious. Prima facie is the way of saying that this case isn't rocket science. It is obvious what we have. Prima facie is the idea that something is true, just as it looks to be true. Number 4. The telltale signs of arson. These signs may be obvious that the first fireman at the scene will suspect arson, or they may be so well concealed that months of patient investigation to show that it is a seat of will be required. Number 1. Board building. The type of the building may indicate a set fire under certain circumstances. Number 2, separate fires. When two or more separate fires breaks out within a building, the fire is certainly suspicious. Color of smoke. Number 3, some fire burn with a little or no smoke, but they are exception. The observation of the smoke must be made of the start of the fire, since once the fire has assumed a major proportion. So kaning number 2, separate fires is sa ako alang nasabtan is kanang nagsimbuwag nga sunog bitaw. For example, kanang nakay kalubihan nga luag kaayo, ang diri nga side na sunog, ang dito sa pinaka elevate pod pinaka tumoy na sunog. So mo na siya separate fire.